What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're back with a breakdown for this week's weekly reset coming to Destiny 2, and that'll be kicking off from Tuesday the 5th of April at the normal weekly reset time. And we'll be going into week 7 for Witch Queen, so this week we'll see yet another game update, hopefully with some pretty useful fixes. Plus, we've got the launch of Grandmaster Nightfalls with updated rewards. We'll round up what's worth knowing there, but also we have a new Gambit mode variant, so we'll touch on that as well as Pinnacle drops which have been renewed. Plus we'll see a new content rotation for Witch Queen and Season 16, new challenges for Week 7. Then we'll break down all of our rewards, including the Eververse inventory, and everything else worth knowing going into D2 this week. So, as always guys, I hope you find the video useful. And briefly before we get into it, if you're after tasty and healthy alternatives to energy drinks designed to help gamers focus, then be sure to check out my friends over at Now Drinks, where you can claim 20% off by using code Houndish at checkout, and the link for that is down below. Now though, let's get into the reset. And starting out this week, we get bonus rank points for 2 of the playlists, which is unusual, and those will be for Vanguard ranks as well as Gambit ranks. And starting with the Vanguard stuff, this week's Nightfall is the Scarlet Keep, and we'll see bonus rank progress until the end of the week. However, we also have the launch of Grandmaster Nightfalls for the season, so as always, the Conqueror title is available to earn in Guild. And then Bungie say for Grandmasters, we'll see the return of the Palindrome and Plug 1 as featured rewards, and of course they will be the Adept variants. And Bungie have said these will be available to drop on activity completion, as well as Adept mods, Ascendant shards, and Enhancement prisms, so it should be quite rewarding. And as a reminder, Bungie say that Grandmasters require a total of 1575 power, but also features stronger combatants, more champions, and of course revives are also limited inside of GMs. So let us know if you'll be diving into the Grandmaster this week. But also for playlists, Gambit will get bonus points, and this is with the arrival of Gambit Labs Invasion Swap. So in this version, it allows opposing teams an invasion when the given team reaches 25 and 75 banked motes. So that's going to mix things up quite a bit. So let us know if you'll be diving into that. And the final quick playlist mentions are for Crucible, where we'll see Mayhem featured all week long. Plus we'll have the return of Trials Labs on the weekend, and from Friday we'll get Freelance Trials. Next though, for the expansion stuff, of course, all of our Throne World content will refresh. That'll include the Pinnacle drops, featured weekly campaign mission, and of course the raid rotation, and we're going to see a new challenge which this week should be in the exhibition encounter. But of course we'll also get a reset for the seasonal activity, on top of bonus insight from the new weekly challenges. And the week 7 challenges include Legendary Psy Operative 3, and we need to complete the PsyOps Battleground on Legend difficulty on the Moon. That'll reward us some insight to level up at the war table. Then we have Light Reclaimer 3 to defeat Light Hoarders in PsyOps Battlegrounds. Plus Bring a Glaive to defeat targets with glaives, hand cannons and rocket launchers in Gambit, with bonus progress awarded for defeating Guardians, and we can see we need 60 points for each of those. And otherwise we have Fleeting Glory to complete Crucible matches in the Glory rank playlist, and then Grandmaster to complete any Nightfall strike on Grandmaster difficulty. And so nothing too wild with the challenges this week. And now before we talk more about rewards, we are going to see a game update this week. So immediately before the reset on April the 5th, we'll get a little bit of downtime, so that'll be at 9:45 AM PDT, which is 16:45 UTC. And then 15 minutes later, the service should start coming back online, with hotfix 4006 starting to roll out. As we've seen in the past couple of weeks, it's likely that we're going to get quite a few different fixes and things. Bungie haven't confirmed exactly what will be fixed inside of this update, but looking at known issues, there's problems reclaiming the Reckless Endangerment from collections, issues with the Renewal Grasp's damage buff, not working correctly inside of Duskfield grenades, missing lore bugs from the Altar of Reflection activities, a few issues with quests, and more. But as always, I'll be sure to keep you posted on what changes we get after the patch notes drop. Next though, let's move on to the Eververse store for the week, and focusing on the stuff that we can pick up for Bright Dust. Initially, we have the Hold That Pose legendary emote, and this one will be available for 700 Bright Dust. But we're also going to see the Solar Sails exotic ship, and that'll be available for 2000 Bright Dust this week. Then we have the Capsule Gang entrance transmat effect, and this is 450 Bright Dust, as well as the Meditator shader, one from Season of the Risen there, for 300 Bright Dust. Then onto the bulk of the exotic items. Initially we have the bug catching exotic emote from this season. That one's available for 3250 Bright Dust. We're also going to see the Atlas Runner. That's 2500 Bright Dust, a pretty cool exotic sparrow. Followed by the Adonis Shell, which is 2850 Bright Dust. The shell with some pretty cool kind of neon lights on it. And then we have the Pallbearer exotic ship. That's 2000 Bright Dust, and then some exotic armor ornaments. So initially for the Hunter, we have Sweet Embrace for Omnioculus. These are all new Witch Queen ones, and this is 1500 Bright Dust. For the same cost, and for Titans, we'll see the Terminus Emissary, which is an ornament for the Curious of the Falling Star Chest piece. And finally, for Warlocks, the Nuvu Filigree, which is a neat ornament for the Necrotic Grips. Once again, that'll be 1500 Bright Dust. And then to the exotic weapon ornament for the week, we're going to see the Standard Bearer, which is an exotic ornament for the Soros regime, which basically makes it a planar Soros regime. Nonetheless, that's 1250 Bright Dust. And finally, the Ghost projection for the week will be the Hourglass projection, which will cost 1500 Bright Dust. Final bits of content though, and to the Legends tab briefly, we have the Vault of Glass, and the challenge this week will be Out of Its Way, which is the Templar challenge, and if you can complete that on Master difficulty, the Fatebringer Time Lost will be the featured draw. And then in the Dreaming City, if you happen to be completing any of the Ascendant challenges still, this week we'll see the Forfeit Shrine, which is accessed via the Garden of Isilla. And to access that one from spawn, we essentially start in Devalian Mists and head towards the Strand. Once you go through the internal section that opens out into the Strand load zone, if you turn immediately right and head up the hill, by continuing on this path and through some of the doorways, we can eventually get to the Garden of Isilla. And with the Tincture of Queen's Foil popped, you'll find the portal in one of the outside sections right here, just before we get to the area that has the bridge. And if you want locations for collectibles and the items within, of course you can always look those up. And otherwise guys, that summarizes the weekly reset for today. So as always, I hope this has been useful, and if it has, a rating down below does help us out on the channel. But if you want to see more Destiny content, definitely get subscribed so I can keep you posted. But otherwise for now, thanks as always for tuning in guys, and whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.